Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Cole with another book that I love. In this case, it is also featuring an author that I love, Agatha Christie, who is one of my favorite authors and possibly actually my favorite author. This is one of her Hercule Poirot novels. It's called 13 to Dinner. And I like it for a number of reasons. It's got two of my favorite female characters of hers. They're significant characters in this novel, but they're not recurring characters. Jane Wilkinson and Carlotta Adams. Surprise, surprise, both of them are actresses, though in different ways. It's interesting that they're both female characters, they're both actors, and yet they're very different. Jane is blonde and sort of ethereal, sort of the classic British beauty. She gets some flack from her critics who say that, she's not actually a good actress, she's just pretty. Whereas Carlotta works very hard. She does impressions and, not exactly vaudeville, but she's not the same kind of actor that Jane is. She's much more down to earth and pragmatic, sort of seems to have her head on more straight, and Jane seems to be more of a sort of head in the clouds, bit of an airhead. I don't know if this is perpetuating the stereotype about blonde women or not, because this was published originally in 1933. So it makes you wonder exactly how long the stereotype about blonde women has been around. I wouldn't be surprised if it had been around since before 1933, but definitely that's part of it. Part of the reason here is that the idea is that it's unlucky to have 13 people at a dinner party, and the first person who gets up is going to die. And so then this actually happens. So it raises the question about superstition. Of course, spoilers, but it's a murder mystery, so that doesn't really have anything to do with it. There is a murder. And Poirot, of course, is able to figure it out. And the characters are really what make it for me. Not just, obviously, Poirot and Hastings is in this one. Some of the later Poirot novels, Hastings is not in. The side characters are interesting. And there are also some American characters, which is always fun with Agatha Christie. Her characters often tend to be larger than life, which means the Americans are almost always very brash and, very direct spoken, in contrast to the British characters, and even Poirot himself, who are much more diplomatic and reserved and that sort of thing. So the contrast between the characters in this is also part of what makes it so much fun. And then, of course, there's Poirot, who occasionally uses French. And since I studied French in school, when I can understand things, it just makes me happy when he says, Dieu que je suis un bête. Oh, no, excuse me, there's no on there. Dieu que je suis bête. And I'm like, I know what that means, even though there's no translation there. And it makes me feel like, ooh, it's a little secret. And so that's always just absolutely delightful. The lovely Lady Edgware, she does not know history or geography or the classic sans doute. The name of Larcey would suggest to her a prize Pekingese dog. The name of Molière, a maison de couture. And I'm just like, I get that. And, in your idiom, you would say that Jane Wilkinson has the brains of the rabbit. Oh my goodness. Poirot's dialect is just so much fun because, of course, he's putting it on. He actually is completely capable of speaking English very well, but he has adopted this mannerism as a way of encouraging people to underestimate him. And so even when he's speaking privately with Captain Hastings, he still does this. So it's a lot of fun, and plus I think it was just fun to write in that style. So this particular book is just a lot of fun. And it's a great introduction to Agatha Christie and her style of writing. And if you haven't read it before, I highly recommend 13 at Dinner by Agatha Christie.